Hello, welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. Before we start, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I do loads of votes on my Instagram, so you can vote on who I react to. I also just chat to people on Facebook and I do Q&As on my Twitter, so go and check them all out. Also, please do check out my website, bethroars.com, where you can book a singing lesson from me. And last but not least, head over to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/bethroars, where you can get some exclusive content, you can get early access to my podcast, and you can check out my scholarship fund. But this one she's one of my favourite singers, I think. I love Norwegian singers. I love Scandinavian singers in general, and she has this kind of Enya/Bjork style, and it's kind of icy and fluid. It's just beautiful. And she has joined with a band, I hope I say their name right. Their name is Wardruna, which means the Guardian of Secrets. What an awesome name. And they do a lot of music set around Norse culture. And again, I generally love this style, so I'm pretty sure I'll be into it. Don't you love that sound? When it's like, I don't know if I love that sound. I'd be terrified if you're inside and you hear the wind. It sounds like culling, but breathier. She's already doing cool things. She's singing on the consonants, on the sound, and then scooping off the end. She's in this light head voice, and she has this beautiful fluid transition, but she lets that breath come through. It sounds like ice. It sounds like the Norwegian landscape. So stark and warlike. I love the instruments. I love the contrast between his kind of heavy, very masculine and very resonant voice and her kind of breathy, light tone. And they use this quite a lot in any sort of Scandinavian music. I love this kind of very feminine, light, ethereal sound against this heavy, kind of angry, masculine sound. It's beautiful. And these guys use loads of really interesting instruments, traditional instruments made out of like deer hide and things like that, but also non-traditional things like trees and rocks and the sound of water. And you could hear that at the start. It's really cool. It really sets the scene. It's beautiful. It's quite high as well for him. Notice no vibrato. It sounds like a call. And then there's harmonies and thirds. It's all about the phrasing with this. You see where they put the emphasis? You can feel it with the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Emphasis on that first beat, and they have these beautiful long lines that go over these very rhythmic drums. No vibrato. When you don't put vibrato on, it kind of feels like a call. It always feels very earthy to me, and I love that. So the male singer is called Einar, and the female singer is called Lindy, and of course we've got Aurora here as well. Ugh. You can just feel it, can't you? I love to sing in a band like this. And the falling off the end of phrases is very important. Ooh, is that like a horn? So these harmonies, they sound beautiful together. You can see how they kind of fit. And this is this concept of thirds. If you don't know anything about harmonies, if you do, just skip past or whatever and you'll be like, yeah, I get it. So this is all in thirds, but because a lot of this is minor, it'll be minor thirds. And that makes a difference. That's what makes it happy or sad. The thing about this is it's minor thirds, so that makes it happy or sad. That's what makes it kind of sad and atmospheric. But I'm going to show you the difference. Normally a third, if you were going to sing a C, your harmony buddy would want to sing a third above to make it a nice harmony. So you go 1, including the first note, 2, 3, that's your third above. And you hear that, how that fits together. When you want to make it sad, your 3, you bring it down half a note. And that is where your harmony sits. And you can keep that pattern going. And you've got 3-part harmony on some of this as well. Wow. You could... Ooh. Was that about a throat singing I heard? I was about to talk about how they're kind of pushing into it. They're getting a little bit more compression on their vocals that gives it this feeling of like urgency and cry. He looks very modern in his hoodie. And I love how nothing is taking the space of the other person. It's very important with atmospheric music that when you're building it, that you don't have too many layers in the same place. So you've got the drums and you have the bass and you have these high flutes and the vocals in the middle. And, you know, the vocals are all harmonies, so they're different levels. But if you kind of And then the horn thing comes in, and that is around the same area as the vocals, but it's not fighting with them. You don't want any of these layers to fight or be in the same place. Everything needs its own place, and that's what makes it feel like this gorgeous hug that you've got here. Hug of sound. I love the reverb he's got, the delay. God, I can hear the Norse influence on Scottish music. Just how he's forming his vowels. Very closed. Very interesting. This stuff is totally my bag. So beautiful. And it's quite interesting how accents, I've heard this theory that accents are formed by the weather. So if you live in a hot place, you're more likely to open your mouth because it's not so chilly. And if you live in somewhere like Scotland or up in Norway, you get these round, very closed sort of little vowel sounds. And it's interesting how they're using that in their singing as well, because it's too chilly to open your mouth and let the cold in. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Down.